So hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So this is the part 2 of my rebuilding part of my R15M, which is a modified engine. So this one we are checking the bearings to make sure it fits the crankcase. So now we are installing the bearing, and we are also measuring if the crankshaft balancer doesn't hit the crankcase. So for this one, it hits the crankcase, so we need to grind some parts of the crankcase so that the crankshaft balancer will not hit the crankcase. So that's just a little bit of work. And this is also the camshaft that I will be using. Check this one out. As you can see, there are only two nodes, intake and exhaust, and there's no VVA. It is a non-VVA camshaft. So a lot of you guys are wondering why we remove the VVA. The VVA only benefits the stock engine. It gives you more boosting power for the 6th gear, but in modified engines you don't need the VVA. Let's say it's already on VVA at the start of the RPM. That's why we call it VVA delete, but in other terms it's VVA all the way. And also the VVA camshaft also needs another moving part, so we don't want that moving part anymore. It saves us weight for the engine, so that's why we remove the VVA. And now we're lubing the bearings to make sure it fits the crankcase.
Amo na gani gusto ko gani makuha gani mic, yung bakal ko mic nga sa Fairheight.
Napay mabatian.
Gasa mo ang
And
ligay
also
nun,
one thing to note, some of you guys said it's a speedometer error. My speedometer is not accurate. It's not that accurate, but only in small details. There's a big difference between the R15 V3 and the R15M when it comes to their speedometer sensors. You see this one? Yes, this one. This is where the speedometer sensor used to be in the R15 V3 and older models. But on the R15M, they changed that, and they are now using the speedo ring in the front wheel, so it is more accurate. Even how much you change the sprockets, the speedometer reading will not change. Okay, that's the cover one, and this is the new speedometer sensor for the R15M. Also the ABS sensor as well serves as an ABS sensor, so the reading of the speedometer is more accurate. It's also the same technology they are using for the R1s and for the bigger bikes of Yamaha. So this is a big upgrade from the R15 V3. And now we're going to blowtorch the crankcase, so that it will, for the heat expansion, we will fit the crankshaft that we made earlier, the repaired crankshaft. So we just need to wait for it to heat up for the thermal expansion. And this is my crankshaft that we built from the last video. We're just cleaning it with gasoline to make sure there's no more bits of metal left. And as you can see, we will now test fit the crankcase and the crankshaft as well. And moment of truth, the crankcase is still hot, so it still expands, and we will now fit the crankshaft. As you can see there, fits perfectly. So this is a Pitts bike +9 crankshaft. As you can see here, let me see the label there, Pitts bike. It's a +9 58.7 +9 crankshaft. So the higher the crankshaft, the faster the torque, the faster the RPM. But I still have a stock transmission, so it really affects my bike to go up to, let's say, 190 or 200. But if I change the transmission to make it for the high speed gearing, it could possibly hit the 200 kph. And now we are testing the connecting rod if it will hit the crankshaft with the piston installed,
Initial mo
to
nga
make
pala
sure
man
we need
ka.
how much alloy gasket we need for the piston to not hit the bottom part when it is going down. As you can see, this is also the top dead center of the bike. As you can see, the piston is protruding outside, so we need it to get it to the machine shop to deduct the size of the piston, and we are using the motor run app to check the compression ratio of the bike that we are building. So we are aiming only at the 11.5 compression ratio. From my previous build, it was 13.3. It was high. That's why it was very fast, but it was completely unreliable. The higher the compression, the faster the bike, but it heats up more. So we are going now for the safe side, for the more reliability. And now we are measuring the piston, how much we need to cut from the piston. And now we are at the machine shop with our friend Jason, and he will be the one who will reprofile the whole piston for us. As you can see, this is a 73 piston, uh, pin 14. This is from FIM, from made in Indonesia. I ordered it from Indonesia, so this is a blank raw piston. And now for the reprofiling of the piston. And here is the finished product.
So
As you
this
can
one
see,
is
it
all
is
done.
now much smaller compared
Minus
from the
4
previous
mm.
one. I think we deducted around 4 mm at the top of the piston. And now we will now be rechecking again if the piston will still protrude outside the bore kit. Sir, wait lang lang.
Ito na itong yung exercise. Nga panas.
We are using alloy gasket for spacers to to check the compression ratio and make sure the piston doesn't protrude to hit the cylinder head. And also the balancer is already good. As you can see here, nothing hits it, so it's good to go.
Hindi, ito wala pa bearing sa piyak niya. Tsaka mo muna.
Pero kung sinto-sinto, good sa...
Wala mo ka kasi.
Okay.
38. 34. Ang excess. Three, 83. Muna galing 86 kay may 0.3.
0.3 ka mo. And now let's see, this is a 7 mm alloy gasket. So we need to check if how much gasket do we need. So we needed to add another 5. So that's a total of 12 mm alloy gasket. And we will see to check the top dead center. There you go. So we just need at least a 2 mm down from the piston so that we could hit that 11.5 compression ratio of the engine.
Labaw.
Kaliper gina makakasabi. Basig ya hamhaom na ko sang hindi triple gid man.
Dapat tayo lubong ta.
Uy. Si ulang ro nang no. At 3 gid man ah. Pero
So the measurement was all correct. So it's good to
Ryan
go
nando
to
kag nabaw.
assemble the engine.
Pagkamay na
But for the piston, we still
There,
need to
five
do some
daan.
pockets to,
Ayun, primary gear.
make sure the valves doesn't hit the piston. And this is my stock transmission. And also I will also be adding some difference from the stock transmission. I guess that's it for today. I'll see you on the next video. Probably the bike will be starting on the next video. So ride safe out there, guys. Thank you for watching.